This video lecture will be a bit more light. We're going to see some funny sayings in Flemish or in Dutch, and I don't want you to study the sayings themselves, but I would like you to study the vocabulary which is attached to the PDF. But usually those sayings are used to communicate an implicit message, just as in English, and they're usually funny. As a foreigner, it's very good to learn some of those sayings, because it's so funny when a foreigner says one of your sayings. I'm sure maybe you have that experience, but when you're using a saying in at a very good moment, then yeah, I mean, it's great, and it will teach you some vocabulary as well. However, one thing is important. I said Flemish or Dutch because these sayings are Flemish, and if you're in the Netherlands, maybe they might not understand those. So you can use them in Flanders as much as you want. So the first saying is hoge bomen vangen veel wind. That's hoge bomen vangen veel wind. It means high trees, they catch a lot of wind. And implicitly that means that people with a lot of responsibility, people who have who are the boss or who are leading a team, usually they get more criticism because, well, they have a higher position. So if you're using that saying when your boss is complaining, when your Flemish boss is complaining that he has so much work and then as a foreigner you come, hoge bomen vangen veel wind. Then he will be laughing and he will forget about all his problems. So that's something nice you could use. Now, second saying, wiens brood men eet, diens woord men spreekt. It means whose bread one eats, his word one speaks. It means that, well, if your employer employs you, usually you're going to defend that employer's position. For example, if you're working for a cell phone provider, then you will say to your friends, these cell phones, they're really great. Or, if you're playing for a football team at home and the coach or the president is giving you a salary, then usually you're going to be, he's a great man, he takes care of me. And so if someone like sucks up to someone else, then you can tell him, wiens brood men eet, diens woord men spreekt. That would be very, very funny. A third expression is van het kastje naar de muur sturen. So again, van het kastje naar de muur sturen. Kastje, that's a diminutive. You've heard that well. It means to send from the little cupboard to the wall. That sounds very strange, but it means that you're making someone do something that doesn't really help, like in an administrative position when you're going from one department to another and then back and then on, then you can use it. You can use this and you can tell that Flemish person, je stuurt me van het kastje naar de muur. And then they will be like, okay. Or they will laugh, of course, as you're a foreigner and you're practicing your sayings. Another last expression, Boontje komt om zijn loontje. That's again two diminutives. Boontje komt om zijn loontje. That means literally the little bean comes for his little salary, and that's when someone who deserved to be punished finally gets his punishment. And well, you can use it as well in a lot of situations. Good. So these things are really great because you get some extra vocabulary. So don't hesitate to look up some sayings in Dutch, or to ask your friends or your colleagues to give you some sayings, because they really, they get into your head and then you learn the vocabulary and you can use it. And it's funny. So it's the whole package.